The Utah Jazz displayed a Jekyll and Hyde approach in a two-week span leading up to the All-Star break. 5 straight losses followed up by 4 straight wins to hold down the 4th spot in the Western Conference standings. We focus on more of the winning part in tonight's Jazz Rewind.
And a big welcome to downtown Houston, Texas. You see Toyota Center.
Another possession for the Jazz. 3 balls up and good by Donovan. Westbrook goes to the basket. Conley on a drive inside, splits the defense and hits it. So there we go. The Jazz are going to lead it 2. Clarkson gets it right back. At the rim. Count it. And 1 for Jordan. A chance to tie or take the lead. Covington 3 ball. A chance to retake the lead with 15 seconds left. Kick it out the corner. Tucker 3. 2-point game. 1.6 to play. Here we go. Who's going to take this shot to try to tie or win? Outside to Bogey. He's crowded. 3. Bogdanovich! At the horn wins in Houston. Welcome to American Airlines Center. The Jazz in town to battle the Dallas Mavericks. The Jazz still lead the league in three-point percentage, just under 39%.
Well, nice slip by Rudy right there.
Oh, Rudy goes down the first dunk of the night.
Yeah, he's testing it early, too.
3-point game. Wow, I'm just impressed. Corner, Clarkson, sweet spot, up and in. Clarkson with 14 and a half. High screen, Gobert slips inside. Pumps home 2. I love the patience of Gobert as Bogdanovich is crowded, and he puts it between Porzingis' leg. Porzingis on the drive inside. Rudy swats it away. 2 balls. Clarkson, 8 on the shot. He drives inside. Tough shot off the glass, and another bucket. 21. The 10-minute mark. Niang on a runner to the right. Oh, the minivan put it into high gear, George. Curry 3. Mitchell on a stop-and-go drive, spins inside to Gobert. He'll spin past Porzingis and puts it home with 2 hands.
Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we recognize Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell for their selections to the NBA All-Star Game in Chicago.
Here comes former Jazz man Jay Crowder to Joe.
That's good stuff.
Bam drives in on Gobert.
Playing with force. Look at Bam. Just kind of elbows Rudy out of the way.
Cut the rim and comes out. Rudy in trap.
Right back at you.
And the Jazz are going to run the heat out. Lob it. Put it down. Joe to Rudy. Hello, Chicago.
What a week for the Jazz, going into the All-Star break, riding the high of a 4-game winning streak, the longest such streak in the NBA right now. Last Sunday's game in Houston was the tone setter for this Jazz vibe going into the break.
Here we go. Who's going to take this shot to try to tie or win? Outside to Bogey. He's crowded. 3. Bogdanovich! At the horn wins in Houston.
Oh, my goodness, Bowler.
Oh, baby, you gotta love it.
Bojan with the game winner against Houston, his 2nd buzzer beater of the season.
I wasn't supposed to be on the court on the last play the way I played whole game, but that's the coaching staff. They believe in me. They gave me opportunity to shoot.
Takes on a double team and hits a bomb to give Utah the win.
The way we feel about Bogey, he's our best shooter. He's a guy who's made big shots in the past for us, and we rely on that. And he feels like he's a guy that can do that no matter how he's shooting. And just proud of him. Him sticking with it, and we're just excited for him.
How would you rate that buzzer beater?
Better than Milwaukee one.
He's the Stifle Tower, the French rejection, Gobzilla. Talk to the hand, because Rudy Gobert's denying opponents the opportunity at scoring buckets. With 2 blocks against the Miami Heat last Wednesday, Gobert reached 100 for the season. That's 6 straight seasons he's blocked at least 100 shots. He's denied shots in 43 of the 52 games he's played this year. Back before he entered the NBA, he knew he would one day become an NBA All-Star, even when one of his teammates in France doubted him.
I remember talking with my teammates and back in France, and we talk about it now. I was telling him, like, I was kind of like appearing on the draft board, and people knew that I was going to get drafted, but I was telling him that I wanted to be an All-Star. And it was like, are you going to get drafted? But let's not get carried away. You won't be All-Star. But we still talk about it, so it's, you got to believe in yourself and put the work in, and, sooner or later, things happen.
So how do you think the Jazz are doing as a team so far this season? When you look at the win-loss record, the Jazz have the most wins they've ever had as a franchise at the All-Star break with 36. The win percentage, well, it's the best they've had at the break since 2007. But it could have been better, and the Jazz, had they not hit that rough patch at the end of January and into February, Coach Snyder says, that's just how the NBA goes, though, and he's hoping his team has learned from it, that they get even more wins when they get back from the break.
There's always going to be ups and downs, but I think these guys have been willing to be honest with themselves about where we need to be better. If we can keep building on those things, we've got a chance to improve in the second half of the year, or whatever, the third after All-Star break. We need each other defensively, so that requires us to be disciplined. I think we've begun to develop an identity that can help us win.
Can we get that man a hefty throat lozenge?
He needs one, yeah, for sure. Hey, how about the trade for Jordan Clarkson? It's possibly been the most valuable in-season acquisition of the NBA this year. He's been incredible off the bench for the Jazz since he joined the team. More recently, he's been one of the best in the game off the bench. Over the past 8 games, Clarkson has had 2 30-point games, including 37 against the Nuggets, which is the second highest single-game total off the bench in an NBA game this season. He's averaging nearly 22 points per game during that stretch in 26 minutes played. He's also shooting 50% from the three-point line, making 28 threes. And according to Donovan, he's a great fit in the locker room.
And, obviously we all knew he was a scorer, but I think the biggest thing is the fact that, he's playing team basketball. Not to say he wasn't before, but, I didn't really know much about him outside of he could score. Going out there and getting buckets on the offensive end. He's finding guys who are open, taking his time, and we all love playing with him.